What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, May 24th, 2019. I hope you're doing well. It's around 3 o'clock Eastern. Wanted to come on, do a quick live stream, talk about the current move going on in Bitcoin, Litecoin. Litecoin up like over 10%. And it's a nice move. It's a very nice move. So I'm going to give it just a little bit and let some people get in here before I start really talking about what's going on. I see some people in the chats. What's up, everyone? Can we start with Litecoin? Sure, we can start with Litecoin. If you're a replay viewer, you can go to timestamps if you just kind of want to look at Bitcoin. What's up, Tech Lords? Crazy Greek Freak says, I guess we get no pullback for now with a sad face. Crazy Greek Freak wants a pullback. We're testing key areas both on Bitcoin and Litecoin, so it's very interesting right now what's going on. But I tweeted, this tweet was crazy because I just tweeted this not long ago, and I can't believe it has 500. It's 520. It has 269 retweets. And I just tweeted this like not even 4 hours ago. Retweet if you also think Litecoin looks beautiful above $100. It does look beautiful above $100. I know there's a lot of people on Twitter that agree with that. It's cool to be back above $100. We haven't broken previous swing high, and that's probably the biggest key right now, right? Curious to see what Tech Lords in the chats thinks, if he thinks this will continue, or if we're going to get kind of like that double top that we've been talking about a little bit on the channel. One thing that is cool, and like I said, I'm going to start with Litecoin. I'll talk about Litecoin a little bit, and then we can go to Bitcoin. Not going to spend too much time on the charts today. I just wanted to do a quick little update, being, markets are moving a little bit. Bitcoin not as much as Litecoin, but look at CoinMarketCap. $100 for Litecoin, up. The leader right now. Leader in gains, 14%. CoinMarketCap, you see it right here. And, number 5 on CoinMarketCap, you see we're behind Bitcoin Cash. I think sometimes what's probably more relevant sometimes to look at is if you switch the charts and you look at volume. You can see Litecoin volume, way ahead of Bitcoin Cash, right, way ahead of EOS. Alan, we got a super chat from Alan. Thank you for this. He says, "Cheers for LTC." Thank you for the super chat for LTC, for LAUNCHPAD Foundation. I appreciate that. I'm not sure what currency that is, but I very much appreciate that, Alan. Thank you. This goes right to the LAUNCHPAD Foundation. So volume, you look at volume, and obviously volume has Litecoin in the 4th position here. But what do we have? We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, kind of those top 3 in terms of volume. Tether, I kind of just ignore. But Litecoin, like I said, well ahead of EOS, Bitcoin Cash, XRP. So market cap, obviously, we want to keep tracking that too. I really want to be in that top 3 for Litecoin. I know many people here want to, but that might take a little time. I think we'll get there. So I have my tabs backward because I was going to start on Bitcoin, but we can talk about Litecoin. 73 days away from the halving. I tweeted that yesterday too. I said Litecoin is 74 days from its second halving. Can you believe that, everybody? We've been talking about the halving. I feel like we were not long ago just talking about being 300 days away from the halving, a year away from the halving, and now we're 74 days away from the second halving. I said it's made it this far from its creation in 2011 and stands as one of the most secure, reliable cryptos behind Bitcoin. It is one reason I am long on Litecoin. One reason. It is one reason. It's crazy, everybody. I think the opportunity of Litecoin is just, it's so blatant. If you're new into crypto, I think a lot of people get attracted to altcoins for the reason of potential gains to the upside, but it's definitely something we have to keep in mind of, which is there's more risk, I think, in those plays, right? So while I've recently mentioned I'm interested in exploring altcoins, on whatever the next pullback we get is, I'm interested in accumulating some altcoins because I think there's some crazy gains that are sitting there, right? They're waiting. And I'm talking about gains that we might see to the upside more than Litecoin or Bitcoin. Most likely, right? We're going to see altcoins go, reach all-time highs from last year or 2017, and they're going to 10x quicker than Litecoin will, quicker than Bitcoin will, I think, right? So I want to be along for that ride. So Script Skynet is back, Dan. Go LTC. What's up, man? It's great to see you. Thank you for a super chat for LAUNCHPAD Foundation. Thank you so much for being here. And it's good to see you back here. So altcoins, their time to shine is coming, I believe. I want to be in on that, right? Just for the kind of that high risk, quick reward type of scenario. So what's up, Rob? I see you in the chats. Thanks for coming by. So let's go look at the Litecoin charts. Obviously, we've covered. What's funny is this chart is literally at, well, this one's at 99, but the other one is at $100.01. So typically, usually when I do a live stream, we'll go down in price. That's usually how it always happens. I think so many people here could agree. Thanks for the conversion. 200 is $23.03. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that super chat, Alan. But what's going on with Litecoin right now? I saw Tech Lords in the chat kind of just said he'd like to see Litecoin visit $120 and then retrace from there. And I think something like that could probably, if we're looking at the charts, this is a daily chart. There's an obvious potential rising wedge here, right? So we can get like a continuation of Litecoin to the upside. The upside right here is around $112. I want to throw, before I even talk about like numbers, I do want to throw this out there. I thought we were going to have a pullback by now. I've been talking about it, right? You can go back in my videos. I've been talking about it. And in regards to Litecoin and what we have going on in Litecoin, I think it is relevant just to take a glance at Bitcoin real quick, because Bitcoin is really what I've been tracking. I think Bitcoin is very important at this stage of the game when the markets are kind of potentially getting ready for a retracement, right? So if we look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour charts, and actually if we look at this tweet from the other day, I said I'll be incredibly surprised if this setup doesn't take Bitcoin to at least $6,000. This was 2 days ago on May 22nd. So the setup we're talking about, if you look at the screen, is we have a swing high and then a lower high, right? And I think that's a daily chart. But either way, we're going to go over the 4-hour chart. So here's what we have setting up for Bitcoin. So far, it kind of is a series of lower highs, right? And it is a symmetrical triangle on the 4-hour that we're looking at that is in play right now, right? So I think this is probably the most relevant chart to be watching right now, in my opinion, is Bitcoin. Obviously, Litecoin up and doing its own thing right now. I love it. It can continue to the upside. But for me, in terms of just general market sentiment and where the direction of the market is going to be continuing on the short term, I think right here is a really just relevant chart to look at. It's the 4-hour. Many people are talking about this setup. It's symmetrical triangle. Has the potential to be continuation to the upside, right? And we're talking a breakout target. I just did it a little bit earlier. I believe it was around 98. It was around $98 to $9,900 to the upside, right? So I always preface, even when I'm talking about a retracement and coming back down to the 50 moving average on the daily chart, which is all the way down here at $6,000. I talk about that, but I kind of highlight that with saying Bitcoin can continue to the upside, right? Especially to that $10,000 area. before retracing. It totally can happen. So just to give you an idea, this is what it would look like. This is a pattern setting up. This is a bullish formation pattern. And we're talking about another 20% or so to the upside. At that point, I think it would be pretty clear that a retracement should be coming, right? Because just to give you an idea on the charts, Bitcoin is already well overextended from the 50 moving average, right? This blue line on the daily chart. So if we zoom in a little bit on the daily chart, Bitcoin's pretty well overextended. The good thing about it right now for Bitcoin is, you know, when we were overextended here and I was saying be ready for a pullback, we got a pullback, and it wasn't really noticed as much in the markets, right? This was a 13% firm pullback, and if we're going by the wick, you might remember Bitcoin literally was 25% to the downside within, you know, a very quick amount of time, right? So we kind of had a really brief pullback. So for bullish people out there that want to see, well, I think everybody wants to see Bitcoin continue to the upside. That might be one of the healthiest things for Bitcoin to have done to continue seeing further upside, right? So this hypothetical, and that's not really how I had it. This hypothetical pattern that you see on the screen right here is something I'm more anticipating in the midterm, right? I'm looking for a consolidation, kind of more sideways, nothing crazy going on before a continuation in the bull market, right? So I'm being very transparent about things that I chart in my spare time. I just leave it there, and I wanted to talk about it because I truly believe something like that is very much in play, and it still is in play. And that's why I think this 4-hour chart will really help tell the story of if that's what it's going to look like, right? Because if this symmetrical triangle actually breaks to the downside, then this, what I have on the screen charted, is in play. Now, if this symmetrical triangle breaks to the upside, right, and we cruise to like $10,000, then this, what you have on the screen, is not in play. It doesn't mean we're not going to have something similar, but it would extend up to $10,000. In my mind, I just believe that we're going to have consolidation, right? We're eventually going to have consolidation. In the history of Bitcoin, it has never not happened. It always happens. So the question is when. And to answer that question the best we can, we have this 4-hour pattern, which is, I think, extremely useful right now. And I'm talking about right now, literally within this very day, because we're approaching kind of probably 75% to the apex, if not like there right now. So we can assume that a break will be coming. The other bullish scenario is the fact that Litecoin did just break to the upside, right? 14%. We just looked at coin market cap. We're talking like 14% or so. Now, oftentimes, we say it so much on this channel, Litecoin kind of just does something ahead of Bitcoin, right? It kind of plays out a scenario before Bitcoin gets there. So if you want to be bullish, short-term bullish for Bitcoin, this Litecoin move plays into that. But I think what we really need to see for Litecoin to be extremely bullish in that type of scenario is we really need to break this kind of barrier right here, right? We have kind of this resistance that plays into that $100 mark right now. And you can see it. We've really tested it. When was that first test? April 3rd, and then again April 6th, and then again May 15th, May 16th, and now today, right? We're really testing that area. So probably if we get rid of that, I think a more precise type of pattern would be this. And I will throw this out there. That's a bullish pattern. So Litecoin really, we have Litecoin on this daily chart. Obviously, if we look at the 4-hour chart, let me zoom out here a little bit so we can chart that and really extend this. So Litecoin on the 4-hour chart, if I chart this line right at 100, and we kind of see how many closes on the 4-hour we got above 100. I think $100, maybe $100, a little over $100 is a really good area to chart this line of resistance right now. And then we take this, we kind of just, nothing perfect on the 4-hour. This is probably in synergy with our Bitcoin chart, a good chart to look at. So we have 4-hour Litecoin chart with an ascending triangle. And then we have Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart with a symmetrical triangle, right? So we all know that these are continuation patterns, and we all know that these are bullish patterns, bullish setups. So truly, on the short term, these could get a breakout, which is essentially what I wanted to talk about in this video. Will Bitcoin and Litecoin break resistance? So, namely, will Bitcoin break this upper trend line on the symmetrical triangle? You know, right now around almost $8,200, and will Litecoin really break through the $100 area on this chart, on this 4-hour chart? So it's not the prettiest, I guess, because we have Litecoin kind of breaking through to this wick, 106, almost $107 the other day. Well, not the other day, but 8 days ago. But yeah, I think this is a good chart. Daniel Lee says, John Kim 77 around, ready to hang out this weekend in SoCal. Oh, I guess John will be in SoCal. And Daniel, thank you for the super chat for Launchpad Foundation. And I'm guessing you're out there in SoCal. My brother's out there in SoCal. Too bad I'm not visiting as well. I did see some chatter going on Twitter about everybody meeting up, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I kind of have this $100 resistance. It's a pretty broad resistance, but I think it plays well into this pattern that we have here on the 4-hour. So let's just see. I mean, let's see what Litecoin does. Currently, it's trading under $100, right? And this line actually isn't even at $100. So there we go. So zoomed in on the 4-hour, Litecoin currently trading just below $100, right around $99, and Bitcoin, you know, same thing, just below its resistance area, but both seeing resistance literally at the area of resistance that we want to see it break out of. So let's see what happens. I don't know. To the downside, obviously, we have Bitcoin trading right now around 8,034. To the downside of this, you know, this bottom trend line is around 5%. Could we test that? Could we be at $7,600? Absolutely. We can be there extremely quick. You see these 4-hour red candles and how large they can be, both on the upside and on the downside, and they happen very quickly. I could be done this stream in an hour, and Bitcoin could literally be at $7,600 very quickly. And you know, Litecoin, same thing. Litecoin to the downside. That's not the right. Litecoin to the downside. 5% with Bitcoin would be around $93. All the way to the bottom of this trend line, $80, right? So that's a 20% to the downside. Always got to talk about downside. To give you an idea, if we go to this breakout to the downside of this, I have to chart this for everybody, but it's around $6,100, right? So from where Bitcoin is right now, around 22%. From the bottom of this symmetrical triangle, around 18%. So again, you see the synergy of both Bitcoin and Litecoin with these patterns, and that, you know, that applies to the downside. David Woodall says no downside yet, please. I mean, everybody enjoys upside way more, and I think this tweet that I had just a little bit ago, where is it? Right here, proves that. 275 retweets in like 4 hours because Litecoin's above. Everybody likes going to the upside, and I do too, right? So I just want to throw it out there that I just want to be transparent with downside as well, just because It happens. It really does. So I want to just mention, right? So when I talk about altcoins, and I'm going to mention this just because I mentioned it the other day, and it's just something I'm thinking about in terms of the markets. I talked about specifically Cardano the other day. I tweeted about it, and I said, what did I say exactly? I think some people weren't happy with it. Where was this tweet? Here we go. If we get a pullback of at least 20% anytime soon, I will be buying a good amount of Cardano. So if something like this plays out to the downside, right? Downside is always possible and most times inevitable, depending, when Bitcoin is ready to retrace. But if we get a scenario where we're getting this type of breakout target, first of all, I'm accumulating Bitcoin. I will be accumulating Litecoin. This is when I buy. It takes patience. It takes self-control. But everybody knows this is my approach to the market. It's waiting for those dips. What I don't usually talk about is, at the same time, altcoins. And that's just because I don't really accumulate altcoins. If anything, I would like to buy a dip and then get out of that, right? So maybe you can call it more of a trade. But right now this is a 4-hour chart. I'd rather look at it daily. This is Cardano on the daily. And you can see right now even like Cardano right above the 50 moving average on the daily charts. Right now, around 8 cents. So if Bitcoin gets a move like 20% to the downside, I would probably safely assume Cardano, even Litecoin, other altcoins will get a move probably a little bit more dramatically, right? So I'd be waiting to see what happens in that scenario. And this is when I will probably be accumulating, right? So I don't know if this will play out, but anywhere down here, I will be accumulating and buying a good amount, a good portion right here of Cardano. And I want to be transparent about that just because I do a lot of technical analysis. And since I don't cover altcoins that much, I think this would be a great play in terms of an altcoin like Cardano. The other thing that I just want to mention is if you look at the charts, right? And this is what I was talking about with altcoins in terms of seeing 10x before Bitcoin or even Litecoin is this. Even from where we are right now on Cardano chart around 8 cents, right? If you go to all-time highs, you can see 1,600% gains, right? So if we enter this atmosphere, this bullish atmosphere in the markets again, where cryptocurrencies like Cardano are not only revisiting all-time highs, but breaking all-time highs, the potential for gains there are really insane, right? Those are the gains that I think a lot of people, especially newbies in cryptocurrency space, are very attracted to. Rightfully so. But if you have that high risk and you're not playing the long game with Bitcoin and Litecoin and you want to see quicker gains, right? Then I get it. I 100% get it, right? And you can utilize less funds in terms of investing and see nice gains on those funds, right? So I know a lot of people are interested in doing that. So all-time highs, 1,600%. And then if we go to Bitcoin charts, right, and we kind of zoom out on the Bitcoin daily chart, you can see Bitcoin from where Bitcoin is trading right now, around 8,000, a little over 8,000 to all-time highs. Look, 147%. So it's literally night and day in terms of, if you're here for ridiculous gains, right? 147% compared to 1,600%. So I get what all the fuss is about with cryptocurrency or altcoins, right? And I truly get why, there's a lot of traction on YouTube videos that talk about altcoins all the time and talk about crazy gains and just basically talk about this 1,600% gains. I get what all the fuss is about, 100%. The reason I don't talk about it, the reason I don't really have a channel like that, is simply because I've spent a good amount of time accumulating Bitcoin and Litecoin, right? I'm building a business in cryptocurrency. I have more of just kind of a way more conservative approach, and I have, I would say a good amount of funds invested, whereas I wouldn't feel as comfortable just playing the altcoin game as much. But now that I am looking to have a little fun with the altcoin game and the altcoin hype, right, upon the entrance of the next bull markets, of course, I'm going to have a little fun. I'm going to play around with it a little bit, right? So that's what it looks like. That's what Cardano looks like. And honestly, I know so many people here hate XRP, right? But I mean, if you look at where XRP is trading right now, revisiting all-time highs, close to 800%, right? So there's gain potential there. And if you're not emotional and you're kind of just like, hey, I want to play the altcoin game, to me, when I'm tweeting about accumulating Cardano, right, upon a next retracement, I'm not talking at all about, any interest in the tech, any interest in what's going on with the project. It's completely just from a trading perspective. It's all numbers to me when I'm looking at the charts, everybody. I look at XRP and I look at Cardano and I see the same thing. There's absolutely no emotional involvement or thought process behind the project itself. I don't care, right? In this setting, I really don't care. I'm looking at the charts. And that's what I do. I kind of browse through charts and I'm like, man, upon the next bull market, what are some cryptocurrencies looking at? What kind of crazy gains can we get in the markets? So that's one right there. I think you can even look at Digibyte, and we can check out where Digibyte is right now from all-time high back in January, right? Digibyte, all-time high. Another one, 800%, right? It's a little bit more than Bitcoin's all-time high of 140 some percent. So it's another one upon a next dip. I have a fair amount of confidence that, amidst the entire cryptocurrency market, we're getting ready to enter, a true bull market cycle, right? And with that being said, whenever we get a next retracement, the risk reward is safer for me, right? To make that decision, to just invest in some altcoins and have some fun with it. And it's just fun. It really is just fun. It's very fun, right? So that's what I'll be doing. So those are my thoughts on cryptocurrency markets, I guess you could say. I think I pretty much covered everything. Appreciate everybody coming by. It's a weird time, Friday, 3:30 Eastern. Let me know. Let me know, everybody. Do you think this will continue? Always want to get your sentiment. Always want to see what you're feeling out there. Press 1 if you think this current gain in specifically Litecoin right now will continue. Press 2 if you think we're meeting a heavy resistance both on Litecoin and Bitcoin. And you think, man, we might be going back down soon. We might be getting that retracement soon. Unasian says 2. Rob says 1. 2. We're like 50-50 right now. I love it. We have some bullish people. I think so, and I'll say this one more time. I think it's really good just to leave with this. I don't know where my chart. How did my chart get deleted? TradingView's been getting me lately, everybody. So I think this is probably the best possible chart to be watching right now in terms of, what direction the market will be going in. Will be very interesting if we get a break above this upper trend line here on Bitcoin. This is the 4-hour chart, specifically this previous high, which is, it's right around 8,300. So not far away for Bitcoin, right? If we take price range from where Bitcoin is right now, few percent, that could happen in literally 1 minute. We can be breaking $8,300. That would probably be the most interesting move for Bitcoin for me to see to the upside. So on the downside, let's see what happens at the bottom trend line here, right around $7,600 we said. And I did want to take right now in terms of previous swing high. And let me actually make this chart a little bigger. So we have a symmetrical triangle. And if we take our Fibonacci retracement from previous swing high, I haven't broken out the Fibonacci retracement very much lately. Swing high to swing low that we had back on May 23rd to literally where we just saw resistance. Not surprised at all. 786. We're right in that 786 to 618 channel. And let's see what happens. Let's see if we can break this channel resistance to the upside. I think it'll be extremely telling, and it's something good to look out for. So that's it, everybody. I got to bounce. Busy day today. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're enjoying the gains. If you're in on Litecoin, Bitcoin back above 8,000. Let's see if it continues. Let's see if we continue any type of run. 2 targets for Bitcoin to the upside, 10,000, right around a little bit less than 10,000. To the downside, around 6,100. This is the chart to watch, everybody, in my opinion. It's a 4-hour on Bitcoin. I hope you're having a great day. You know, I will definitely see you in the next video. I hope you enjoy your Friday. Have a great night, and God bless.